Welcome to the Gym Breakthrough Podcast. This show is about one thing and one thing only, turning your gym into a thriving business you love to own. So if you want to know what it really takes to grow your membership, make more money, and build a rock-solid community of raving fans, you've come to the right place. All this information is 100% free, so please subscribe to and review our podcast. Enjoy the show. All right, guys, we're going to try this again. Welcome to take 2 of the Gym Breakthrough Podcast, episode 2. Today, what we're going to be talking about is your ideal clients and how knowing who your ideal clients are can make or break, or not knowing who your ideal clients are can make or break your business. So here's what it is, guys. When we're talking about ideal clients, we're talking about the people who are the best fit for your business. Okay. Now, when it comes to marketing efforts and sales and retention efforts, what it comes down to is making sure that we are being laser specific in who it is that we're targeting in all of this, right? So here's how this works. Right now on the marketplace, we are hearing the most, buzz and really just the most chatter is about I'm not getting leads the way that I used to, or the marketing that I used to do isn't working, or the people who are coming in aren't staying. Here's what it comes down to is that the marketplace is more competitive today than it has ever been. Okay. The whole scene for micro gym owners has evolved. Okay. And specifically what I'm talking about is that where, for example, if you were a CrossFit box, even just a couple of years ago, it was really you against the bigger box gyms. That was the main competitor for us. In some markets, the more competitive markets, we already started to see some of the more boutique facilities starting to increase in volume overall. But in the last couple of years, there's been a massive surge in basically in the micro gym business, whether independently owned or franchise owned. And we're seeing, thousands and thousands of Orange Theories, Barry's Boot Camp, and everything in between, and Soul Cycle and all that stuff. It has been a massive surge. And what's happening between that and between how many people are now doing a Facebook advertising, and specifically a whole bunch of very aggressive front end 6-week challenge style advertising, there's just a ton of noise out there. Okay. So what that means is that most people in your marketplace are all kind of fighting over trying to serve everyone. And that may seem like what you're supposed to do, right? Hey, well, we're fitness and everyone could be fitter, happier, and healthier. So we're technically here to serve everyone. I get it. And even if that's partially true, when it comes to effective marketing or advertising, guys, it is the opposite is true. We want to be as specific as humanly possible. We want to be speaking to a very specific person and making sure that everything about the language, the imagery, the offer, the process, that everything about that reflects what is going to appeal to that person and obviously to you. Okay, so let's break it down. What is an ideal client? Your ideal client is the person who values what it is that you do best the most. They can afford your services. Okay, their schedule is in line with when you offer classes. The personality wise, you enjoy being around these people. They enjoy being around you, and a whole list of additional aspects that's going to determine whether this person is an ideal candidate or an ideal client for you. So what we want to do, guys, is we want to take a look at our existing member base and say, okay, out of the people that we serve, who are my top 2, top 4, top 6, whatever, pick a small number, male and female is why I always have an even number. Pick your people and say, who are those people who meet that criteria, right? And then take a look and say, well, what problems specifically did we solve for those people? Okay. Now you have your first set of ideal clients. Okay. Now we go into a lot more detail and we profile out and we do a whole series of interviews and all that in our program. But for the sake of this podcast today, let's keep it simple. So you want to create these initial profiles of who these people are and say, okay, now that we know who these people are, take a look at your content. Are the images on your website, in your social media, the language that you're using, the things that you're speaking to, are they all geared towards those people. And here's one of the important distinctions I want you to understand here. When I do this exercise with a gym, I want them to, I have them imagine that ideal client. So maybe you have someone with you. One of mine was Greg at my gym. So I would imagine Greg now as my client of 4 years. And I would also imagine Greg before he started with me, right? I remember Greg from then, right? So I would have to be able to resonate with Greg pre-membership and then Greg now intra-membership. And I have both versions of Greg sitting on the other side of that camera or on the other side of my keyboard if I'm writing a blog post or a social media post. And we want to speak directly to those people, right? I'll give you an example. If you were giving a lecture at your gym, let's say about nutrition, or you were giving a lecture on nutrition and you had no idea who's in your audience, you're going to have to be really generalized in how you explain things because you don't know what their level of understanding is, what their application is. Are they trying to lose weight? Are they trying to improve competitive performance? You'd have to water down your messaging big time, right? Well, in this example, now when we're creating content, we're just going to be imagining those ideal clients that we picked out from pre-membership and intra-membership. So you've got a pool of maybe 8 people or 12 people in front of you, and you are now just going to speak directly to them. Now, you know these people. These are your favorite people that if you could just hit clone and say, man, if I could have 100 more of Gregs or Gails or whatever your ideal clients are, then I'd be in heaven because they buy all my stuff. It's easy for me to get them great results because they value what I do and all the things, right? So when you're presenting to those people, it's easy for you to be yourself, to have humor. You know what examples you're going to give because you know what's going to resonate with them. You know what jokes you're going to avoid. It's much easier to create much more high quality content that's really going to resonate with those people than the other way around. That's how we want to be approaching our messaging, guys. This is how we want to approach content. When we're creating our packaging and our offering, we want to look at do our packages suit those people? Does it make sense to them? Are we naming it things that's going to appeal to them? And everything that follows from your onboarding program to how you're going to continue to integrate and retain that person long-term so they stick around for years and years to come and that they buy your products, they buy your premium programs, and everybody wins. That's the goal. And obviously, as you can imagine, when you don't have those people and you are just in the churn and burn business because you think it's all about volume and it's just about, I just need more leads, more people in the door. I'll just convert them and they'll stick around long enough. I'll just outpace it. I get where your heart's at, but I have seen so many great gym owners go out of business in the last 2 years, more than I have over the last 12 years of doing this, guys. More people in the last 2 years have gone out of business that were great gym owners. They were phenomenal at what they did. They cared, they tried hard, but they got caught up in the volume game rather than the quality game. The micro gym business is not a volume play. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have a big micro gym. There's lots of gyms. Some of our coaches own gyms with 300, 400, 500 members. Awesome. However, it requires a different strategy. Okay, you still can do a high volume, high quality play, but if it's because it's specific, right? If you have a big enough pool of people to pull from and you can still be editing, your content and your offers and your prices and your policy and everything to suit those people, you can still move at a fast clip. The challenge just is that most people aren't doing enough of those marketing activities correctly, consistently enough for long enough to get that kind of momentum going. That comes with time. But I encourage you, take a look at who you're speaking to and audit everything about your business, from the name to the colors and the branding to the voice to your website, the look, the feel, the imagery, the language, everything. It should all be suited towards these ideal people so that when they hit your site or they come across a piece of your content or they come to one of your events with one of your existing members or they're referred in, that it really, really resonates with them, right? Again, we want to really resonate with a few people. We don't want to kind of resonate with everyone because now you're in the GPP messaging game and you're not really going to resonate with anyone. So that's it for today, guys. I hope this helps you in finding your ideal people and building your dream business. Leave something in the comments for us about either if you know who your ideal clients are and you've recently done this exercise and you've seen how it's impacted your business, or if you're struggling and you have questions, put it in the comments below. We'd love to interact with you. That's it for today. I'll see you guys again soon. Until then, bye-bye.